Hello students, now we are going in the third unit, that is Engineering Mathematics 1, third unit. I am Dr. S.S. Naik from Kekewa College of Engineering, Nasik. Now we are starting with the third unit, that is partial differentiation. Introduction for this partial differentiation. Students, in 11th and 12th standard, you have already learned ordinary derivative of a function of a single variable y is equal to f of x. Y is equal to f of x is a function of two variables where y is a dependent variable and x is the independent variable. The derivative of such function is defined as, and it is denoted by, limit h tends to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. This is also denoted by dy by dx, or this is also denoted by f dash of x. Also, you have studied the higher order derivatives of such ordinary derivatives. That is, d by dx of dy by dx is equal to d2y by dx2. This is also denoted by f double dash of x. And this is the second derivative of the function y is equal to f of x. Similarly, you can find the higher order derivatives. Now, we'll try to understand the functions of more than one variable and their derivatives, where you will be learning the partial derivatives. So, you know that y is equal to mx plus c is a function of a single variable x, where m and c are the constants, for example. Okay, then this is a rectangle, and I want to find the area of a rectangle. The area of a rectangle is given by A is equal to length into breadth. So therefore, to find the area of a rectangle, you'll have to find, first you'll have to find the length and breadth. If you substitute that to values length and breadth for this A, then you get this A as a function of two variables, length and breadth. Then similarly, if you go for the finding a volume of a solid, for example, where phi becomes a function of three variables, L, B, and H. So therefore, phi is a function of L, B, H, three independent variables. Now, you know that E is equal to mc square was a mass energy equation devised by Einstein, and he used these four variables, that is x, y, z, the Cartesian coordinate system, and the time as a fourth dimension. So therefore, it becomes a function of four variables x, y, z, t. Now in general, we can put w is equal to f of x, y, where this xi, suffix I varies from 1 to n, is a function of n variables. So such functions are called the functions of several variables. Now we will find the derivatives of such functions. The continuity of a function of two variables. Now we'll just try to understand how to find the continuity of a function. The function z is equal to f of xy is said to be continuous at a point a comma b if the limit of a function is equal to the value of the function, that is limit of f of xy as x tends to a and y tends to b is equal to the functional value f of a comma b, the limit being independent of the manner in which x approaches a and y approaches b. The function is continuous in a region R at all points in the xy plane, then it is said to be a continuous function. Now, we want to go back to finding the derivatives of such functions. Now here, Z is equal to f of xy. X and y are that independent variables and z is a dependent variable. For every pair of independent variable, if we get a unique value of z, then that z becomes a function of two independent variables x and y, and such a function is said to be continuous, that we have seen. Then if z is equal to f of xy is a function of two variables x and y, then the partial derivative of z with respect to x. Now here partial means a part of it, it is not complete. The partial derivative of z with respect to x, treating y as constant, is denoted by daba z by daba x, or this is also called dou z over dou x. Okay, now how this is defined? This is defined dou z by dou x is equal to limit delta x tends to 0 of f of x plus delta x comma y minus f of xy divided by delta x. Now what are other notations for such function? Now see that x is changing, this y has remained same, this y and this y both of them are same, x has changed, so therefore this become the partial derivative. This is a notation dou z by dou x or daba z by daba x, or this is also given by, because z is a function of x and y, so therefore even you can find daba f by daba x, or this is f suffix x. Now this is the first order partial derivative of z with respect to x. Similarly, the partial derivative of z with respect to y is given by limit delta y tends to 0 of f of x comma y plus delta y minus f of xy divided by delta y. X has remained same, there is no change in x, only y is changing, and this is denoted by daba f by daba y, or this is also denoted by f of y. So therefore by these notation, if you understand that partial derivative is ordinary derivative with respect to that variable, keeping all other variables as constants. Now if this denotes the first order derivatives, then the higher order derivatives can be denoted by, this is dou by dou x of dou z by dou x, that is delta by delta x of delta z by delta x is equal to delta square z over delta x square is equal to delta square f over delta y square is equal to fxx, that is the second order partial derivative of z is equal to f of xy with respect to x. Then this becomes the partial derivative of this daba z by daba y with respect to x. Now this becomes the mixed derivative, that is delta square z by delta x delta y is equal to f of xy, and this is f suffix xy, that you'll have to remember. This is also denoted by delta square f by delta x delta y. Then delta by delta y of delta z by delta x is equal to delta square z by delta y delta x, or delta square f by delta y delta x. This is also denoted by f of yx. Then this becomes delta by delta y of delta z by delta y, that is delta square z by delta y square, or delta square f by delta y square. This is fyy. So if you see this, you'll be having two first order partial derivatives. Okay, then you are having four second order partial derivatives. Now you are having, this is 1, second, third, and 4. So these are the second order derivatives. Then you'll be having the third order and higher order derivatives in the power of 2 raised to n. For the first one, 2 raised to 1, 2 derivatives. For the second order derivative, 2 raised to 2, 4 derivatives. For the third order derivatives, that is 2 raised to 3 is equal to 8 derivatives, and so on. So therefore such derivatives are higher order derivatives. Now this second order derivative, generally delta square z by delta x delta y is equal to delta square z by delta y delta x. Now this is the mixed second order derivative, and these two are equal, and it is called the commutative property of the second order partial derivatives. Then we'll see what is the geometrical interpretation of these partial derivatives, either delta z by delta x or delta z by delta y. The function z is equal to f of xy represents a surface. Okay, you are having a surface like this. Now this is a surface represented by z is equal to f of xy. Okay, then dabba z by dabba x gives the slope of the tangent drawn to the curve of intersection of the surface z is equal to f of xy with the plane parallel to zox plane. Okay, now if you see this, this is the dotted line. Now this is a parallel plane that is drawn parallel to the zox plane. Okay, then you are having a point P. So this point becomes xy f of xy. Now this becomes dabba z by dabba x. That is the slope of the tangent to this surface z is equal to f of xy at the point pxy f of xy, which is parallel to the intersection of a plane and a surface. Okay, similarly you can find the dabba z by dabba y gives the slope of the tangent drawn to the curve of the intersection of the surface z is equal to f of xy with the plane parallel to ZOY plane. Now this is ZOY. So this plane, okay, this is ZOY plane. This is ZOX plane. Now we'll see the next part of this. That is what we call the rules of partial differentiation. Now we know that the partial derivative is similar to the ordinary derivative, and hence all the rules of ordinary derivative are also applicable to partial derivatives. That means whatever the formulae that already you have studied in 11th and 12th about the ordinary derivative rules, that the same rules are applicable for the partial derivatives also. So I'll list some of them here. That is, say for example, the if u and v are functions of x, y, and z, or they may be functions of two variables, or they may be functions of three variables, then the derivative of the sum is equal to the sum of the derivative. That is delta by delta x of u plus or minus v is equal to delta u by delta x plus or minus delta v by delta x. And similarly, delta by delta y of u plus or v is equal to delta u by delta y plus or minus delta v by delta y. So this is sum or difference of the functions. Then derivative of the product, you will have to apply the product formula. What the product formula? That is dou by dou x of u into v is equal to u dou v by dou x plus v dou u by dou x. Similarly with respect to y. Then derivative of the quotient rule, you will have to apply the quotient rule. Okay, that is equal to dou by dou x of u upon v is equal to the denominator derivative of the numerator minus the numerator derivative of the denominator divided by denominator square. Similarly with respect to y. If k is a constant, then the derivative of k into u is equal to k times derivative of that u, or similarly with respect to y. Then derivative of a constant, we know that derivative of a constant is equal to 0. So therefore dou by dou x of a constant or dou by dou y of a constant is always equal to 0. Then here this is dou by dou x of f of y. F of y is a function of y, and with respect to y, that with respect to x, y is constant. So therefore f of y becomes constant with respect to x, and therefore derivative of a constant is equal to 0. Similarly, the derivative of f of x with respect to y, because f of x is a function of x only, and the derivative of this f of x with respect to y, this becomes constant, and the derivative of a constant is equal to 0. Then this is a power function. For example, you are having dou by dou x of f of xyz to the power n is equal to n f of xyz to the power n minus 1, and then you'll have to take the partial derivative of this f with respect to x, keeping yz constant. Similarly, you can find the derivative of 1 upon x. 1 upon x derivative is minus 1 upon x square, and the partial derivative of f with respect to x. This is root x, for example. Root x is equal to derivative of root x is 1 upon 2 root x, and the inside function is delta f by delta x. This is 1 upon 2 root x is equal to 1 upon root x is equal to minus 1 upon 2 root x to the power 3 by 2, and then delta f by delta x. And this is derivative of a log is 1 upon log multiplied by partial derivative of f with respect to x. This is e raised to f of xyz, e raised to f of xyz, then the partial derivative of f with respect to x. Then similarly, this is a raised to f of xyz is equal to a raised to f of xyz is given like this. And this is sine of f of xyz is cos of f of xyz. And similarly, cos, cot, sec, cosec, tan. You can find, you just replace this by cos and the corresponding values, and you get a corresponding derivatives. Now this is the first order partial derivative of sine inverse. Sine inverse is 1 upon root of 1 minus x square, and then delta f by delta x. Now this is tan inverse. Tan inverse is 1 upon 1 plus x square delta f by delta x. Okay. Now these are what we call the formulae to be remembered for finding Fourier's functions, or the rules for finding the partial derivatives. Then we'll see what is a composite function and how to find the derivative of that composite function. If z is equal to f of r, where r itself is a function of two independent variables x and y, then z is called a composite function of x and y. That is, z is a function of r is a function of x and y, then z becomes a composite function of x and y. Then we are interested in finding partial derivative of z with respect to r as well as the partial derivative of z with respect to x and y. Now, z is a function of only one variable, okay, and r is a function of x and y. Therefore, you'll have to be careful with the notation for ordinary derivative when it becomes a function of one variable, and the partial derivative when it becomes a function of two variables or more than two variables. Then we are finding partial derivative of z with respect to x is equal to dz by dr multiplied by dou r by dou x, then dabba z by dabba y is equal to dz by dr dou r by dou y. Now you'll have to again remember, I told you z is a function of a single variable, therefore dz by dr, and r is a function of two variables, therefore partial. Similarly with respect to y. Then here in this case you are having that delta z by delta x is equal to, this also you can write, how you can write, this is dz by dr, z is a function of r, therefore you can write this is f dash of r multiplied by dou r by dou x. This is dou z by dou y equal to f dash of r dou r by dou y. Then similarly you can find z is a function of r and theta are the functions of x and y. Then z becomes a composite function of x and y. So you get all of them are the partial derivative now. Why they become partial? Because z itself is a function of r and theta. R and theta themselves are the functions of x and y. Therefore, you get delta z by delta x is equal to delta z by delta r by delta x, delta z by delta y equal to delta z by delta r by delta y, and similarly with respect to y. Then we can extend this idea for finding the partial derivatives of the Fourier's functions. Now we'll try to find some of the examples to find the first order derivatives, and then in the next lecture onwards we can go to the next parts of this partial differentiation. We'll see some of the examples. For example, find partial derivative of u with respect to x and u with respect to y for the functions u is equal to ax square plus 2hxy plus by square, the first function. The second function is x cube y minus sine z plus z cube is equal to 0. And the third problem is u is equal to x raised to y plus y raised to x. Now, if you see this, you want to find what? The partial derivative of u with respect to x. Then how to find? We'll call this first. What is that? Let u is equal to ax square plus 2hxy plus by square. This is your equation number 1. So in the first part, we'll find this is detailed value. Otherwise, you can directly find the partial derivatives become simple. Okay. So what we'll do? Differentiating partially with respect to x. Then you get delta u by delta x, because you want to find delta u by delta x is equal to, now a is constant, so constant you can take it outside. Then this becomes the partial derivative of x square with respect to x. Then 2h becomes constant. Then partial derivative of xy with respect to x. Then b becomes constant. Then partial derivative of this y square with respect to x. Then this is a function of x only. So therefore, there is no change in partial derivative notation and ordinary derivative notation. So therefore, it becomes d by dx. Instead of dabba by x, you can write d by dx. Similarly, here also, with respect to x, y is constant. This y you can take it outside. This becomes 2hy. Then this is d by dx of x. Then this is b, and with respect to x, y square is constant. Therefore, I replace this y square by k. That means you can understand this becomes k type. Is all right. So this becomes a d by dx of x square is 2x. Derivative of x square is 2x. A is a constant. Then 2hy, derivative of x is 1. This is constant is 0. Therefore, you get delta u by delta x is equal to 2ax plus 2hy plus 0. Okay. Now, similarly, I'll find partial derivative of u with respect to y. Now, I'll write the notation dabba by dabba y of ax square plus 2hxy plus by square. Then, now this becomes, this is a, this is dabba by dabba y of x square plus 2hxy. Again, 2hx becomes outside, dabba by dabba y of y. Then this becomes b square, dabba by dabba y of y square. So therefore, this becomes constant, derivative 0. This becomes 1. This is 2hx, and this becomes y square is 2y, becomes equal to delta u by delta y is equal to 2hx plus 2by. Okay. Then we'll see the second problem. U is equal to x cube y minus sine z plus z cube is equal to 0. Now again, if you understand here, u is a function of x, y, z, but you are asked to find the partial derivative of u with respect to x and with respect to y. That means automatically sine z and z cube are constants. Okay. So therefore, this becomes delta u by delta x is equal to y. Then x cube derivative is 3x square. This is 0. This is 0. So therefore, delta u by delta x is equal to 3y into x square. Then similarly, delta u by delta y is equal to, this is x cube will become outside. Derivative of y is 1, becomes x cube into 1. This is 0. This is also equal to 0. Therefore, delta u by delta y is equal to x cube. Then we'll see the third problem. What is that? Find the partial derivative of u is equal to x to the power y plus y raised to x with respect to x and y. So delta u by delta x is equal to delta by delta x of x to the power y plus delta by delta x of y to the power x. Now you'll have to remember, with respect to x, y is constant. So it is like n. So therefore, derivative of this with respect to x is y, x to the power y minus 1, and derivative of inside function is 1. Then this is y raised to x. Y raised to x is, this is like a raised to x. This is a constant. With respect to x, y is constant. Therefore, this is y raised to x, and this is log y, because d by dx of x to the power n is n x to the power n minus 1, and d by dx of a raised to x is equal to a raised to x into log a. So therefore, this becomes delta u by delta x is equal to y, x to the power y minus 1 plus y to the power x log y. And delta u by delta y is equal to delta by delta y of x to the power y plus y to the power x with respect to y you want to find. So therefore, again, this is with respect to y, x is constant. As in this last case, this becomes x to the power y log x, and this is plus. As in this case, it becomes x y to the power x minus 1. Have you understood all this? Okay. So until then, thank you very much. So in the next period, we are going to the next part of this.